can you just make this easier for me? Did you ever notice that with all of the bills and charges and customer service that you receive these days, have you ever noticed how it always seems like you're having to fall in with other people's schedules, how you're expected to make adjustments to your life when you're actually the one who's paying the piper? And in my book, being a traditionalist at heart, he who pays the piper calls the tune, and everything seems to be inverted and the wrong way round. And my journey is definitely one of basically saying, no, fuck you, I'm paying, and I'm going to set the terms of service. And obviously you want to work with people, but you want to establish what the relationship is. And you go into supermarkets and paying huge amounts of money, and people just going along with whatever the latest guidelines or rules or diktats that are foisted upon you, and just constantly being warned and directed and having demands made of you. And you think, well, I come into this shop, as does every other customer, and if none of us were to buy from this shop anymore, if we all just boycotted whatever supermarket or shop it was, well, then they would have no business. And there's no understanding in people. I think people are so brainwashed, they don't actually understand how money works. You know, how we exchange things. And certainly in my life, I've had a very, very strong desire to tell people to go fuck themselves and say, no, this is, you're here to serve me, not the other way around. And we have politicians that, in theory, are public servants, but behave like public masters. And people aren't even pretending anymore. There used to be a pretense, a veneer of respectability and, you know, fair play. But yeah, you observe people, no way. People don't believe this anymore, and people are overloaded. But it's so vital that we start making our presence felt. This is why the other day a neighbour in my building, keeps ringing on my buzzer and, just making basically outright demands of things around, it's been really windy here, for example, and she keeps ringing on my bell because the communal bins outside, the lids keep flying open. And she said, "Oh, Martin, can you just come and do this?" And it's like, well, would you mind? The bins, there's a way of communicating it. And if the way that people are making requests, fine. If they're making demands, no. Say no. And I put a note through her door saying, don't ask me again. Don't ring on my buzzer. Leave me alone. And the great thing is, since sending that note, she hasn't bothered me at all. So this stuff works. But it's up to you to take responsibility for how you want your life to be, and then let people know. Let them know, and feel good about doing it. It's your life.